Hi, this is Linda with Crop-A-Latte. Today I wanted to show you how quickly I can assemble a kit. I have photos from my trip to Seattle to visit my son, and I have the kit named Lotta Fun. It's actually one of my $5 sale kits right now. It's a general travel themed. It uses a little bit of Vicki Boutin papers. And so let's get started. Okay, so first thing that I did, I picked the kit that I wanted, and I looked at it, and it has room for 6 photos, but I could probably add more if I wanted. So I just took a variety of photos from my stash here that I have. These are all, like I said, from my trip to go visit my son in Seattle this past October 23. There was one that I wanted to add of his dog. So there she is. Look at how adorable she is. Her name's Lucy. She's so cute. Okay, so for the kit I have, I chose the Lotta Fun kit. I like the colors on this. I think it'll go great with what I've picked out for my photos. And so I have the kit, I have adhesive dots. I don't even know if I'm gonna need those. Scissors, just regular scissors. I am an inker, so I have an inker. And then my general adhesive. And I also have foam squares because I like to pop things up. So first things first, I'm going to pull out the kit. And because of the way the page is set up, I'm not going to change anything. So I'm going to set it up exactly how it is. Now, if it doesn't work for you in this format, like maybe you wanted your photos going a different direction or something, you can change it up however it works for you, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to set that aside. I know that these are my base pages, these 2 gingham sheets, and then this ephemera that I don't want to lose. So, got a little sticky there. The base pages, I always lay them both out at the same time so that we can see the page coming together as a 2-page spread, since that's how we're making it. Okay. So I'm going to ink my pieces here. I'm just going to look and see where they go as I ink them so that I can kind of get things placed. And with the inker, I just rub it along the edge. I like to use the Versa Magic chalk inkers, and I really only use Java and Midnight, what is this one called? Midnight Black. So I have the ticket paper, which is perfect because we did take a ferry over to, I don't even know where we went. We like waited forever to take the ferry, and then when we got over there, we had to go get back in line and to get the ferry back to Seattle. So it was but it was fun to take the ferry, and we took Lucy the dog with us too, so that was really fun. Okay, and that, as you saw, I just had to trim the little, notch the little pieces to make it into a tag. So that's ready. Let's see. And these little pieces. This paper line was super fun to work with. We made a lot of pages with this. A lot of them were tropical pages, because that's kind of what the ephemera led itself to be. But there are some general ones too that we used, that we created with it. And I love the colors and the patterns that Vicki Boutin uses on her paper lines. So I'm a big Vicki Boutin fan. So this just needs a little trim. not the straightest cutter, but that's one thing about ink too. You can hide any mistakes, kind of, if it's even called a mistake. I don't know. All right, so that's going to go on page 1. So Vicki Boutin came out with this type of ephemera called Papery, and it's super thin. It's really good for layering, but it feels almost like it's thinner than a copy paper. It's like almost like an onion skin. It's super, super thin, but it's nice because it doesn't add any bulk, and like I said, you can layer them in there, and it works really well. You can see my inker's kind of shedding on this paper. So after I get these done, I'm going to lift this up and shake off all the... It's time for me to break out a new inker. These inkers are awesome because there's this little trick that I've told people about when they come in to buy them, when I see them in person. But there's a foam. So this is in layers, this foam that the ink is on. And there's a section of it after you rough it up and it comes like this. You can just peel the top layer off, and it's almost like getting a fresh ink pad for a little while. It doesn't have as much ink as the others, but you get a little bit more life out of it without it shedding all over your paper like what's happening with mine right now. Okay, so I think that's it. So I'm going to put that away and pick these up and shake this off real quick. Okay, line myself back up here. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is build my foundation, and then I'll dig into this and start adding some pieces. And then the last thing that I will do is create my photo mats and add my photos. So on my instructions, it says to secure the water grid paper flush with the inside edges. Position the smaller paper to page 1 and longer paper to page 2. Both pieces are 2 inches from the bottom edge. So smaller paper to page 1 and longer paper to page 2. So this is my longer paper, so it's going to go on page 2, and I'm just going to go 1, 2. I'm just going to eyeball it because I know it does not have to be exact. So that is just about 2 inches. And then we're going to put this one down. And this is partly why I do these together like this, so I can work on page 1 and page 2 together. And then the second thing is add the ticket paper to the page. I dropped a piece on the floor. Position both pieces flush with inside edges. Both papers are 4 inches from the bottom edge, so they're going to overlap a little bit. So I'm going to go... So I got to say, this kind of drives me crazy because some of the tickets are upside down. So I'm going to put them like that because they kind of match up like that. Okay. The tickets kind of go every which way, which is fine because nobody cares. Nobody will probably notice that except for me, right? All right. So get these two. And I want them to look continuous from page 1 to page 2. That's why I'm putting them together like this. And then the next thing is layer the skinny blue grid paper over the ticket paper on both pages. Position pieces flush with inside edges. The longer strip is on page 1 and the smaller strip is on page 2. So that, and then this. Just gonna go over the tops of those a little bit. Okay, and now it says adhere the yellow pattern papers to the pages. So we're going to do the same thing with this pretty yellow pattern. And it looks like they are overlapped just a little bit. And it says those pieces are 1.5 inches from the top edge. So it looks like I'm pretty darn close there with 1.5 inches. And I just eyeballed all of this. But if you want to get out your ruler, you can. I do have, it's kind of funny, I use these mats and I very rarely use them for measurements, but they do have nice, you know, rulers all around them. No excuses. Okay, and then the next thing it says is to prep and secure photo mats to pages, but I'm going to wait on that. I'm going to add the tickets and the tags. I'm just going to lay these out and see how I want them. Let's see what's in here. So these are stickers. Actually, I am going to put my photo mats. I am going to prep my photo mats before I put this stuff down, because I want to get my photo mats done before I lay out the stickers, so I can figure out where to place the stickers. So this uses 4x4 photo mats, and my photos are, let's see, they are 5 by 3.5. So I'm going to say, I'm going to make my photo mats 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. Just because I have already edited these and I had them printed with a little bit of white edging, so I know how I want them to lay out on the page. So I'm going to ink these and do this over here so I don't get it all over everything. Oh, it doesn't matter. There's one. Okay, so I have this one from our trip to the waterfall, this one from when we're eating clams, this needle, more clams, let's see. So your photo mat paper comes uncut, so you can make them for whatever size you want. You get a full 12 by 12 on most of the kits. There are a couple kits that use an 8.5 by 11 for photo mat paper, but not very many. So what did I say? These are, I already forgot my measurements. 5 1/4. By 3 3/4. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. So again, just inking the edges here. Oops. And I have 6. I have to make sure I chose the right photos for this page. I'm gonna take a look at my instruction sheet again and just see. So I have one up here. I'm gonna do the waterfall up there. And then I have Mason, my son. I'm gonna put, he's down here. And this tag, Lotta Fun, is gonna go over here. And then my, let's see, I might put this one over here too. And then on page 2, I've got the Space Needle. And let's see, these are from the same location. So we went and actually I'm going to put this and then I can get Lucy in there too. Okay. So we went to this clam place. So my son had like a whole itinerary made for us and we just did everything we could in the week that we were out there. So I did lots of restaurants that he wanted to go to that he wasn't able to go to, you know, because he's a college kid. And it looks like that's like kind of tucked in there, so I'm going to do it that way. And then so he had like lots of places that he wanted to try. So, and seafood is amazing out there, of course. So little Lucy, I'm going to put her right here. Okay, so let's see. I've got this that's going to go there. Okay, I like this way this is looking right now. So this piece is going to go, this little and I will add journaling. I know I don't know anybody who really enjoys journaling, but it's something that we got to do, right? So we can and try and cover up the chairs in this photo a little bit. Okay. This little piece, this is more of the papery stuff. So if you get any of these kits and you're like, what? This is not like the normal ephemera that I usually get. If you've used any of Vicki Boutin's new lines and some of the other lines that are made by American Crafts, you're going to notice that they do have the option for this papery stuff. So it's a little bit different because it's not thick ephemera like what we're used to. But it's so nice because I can just tuck them in there behind those photos and they work great. So this is kind of fun because this is a little, it's like a ticket stub. I wish we would have gotten an actual ticket when we went on the ferry, but they just told us, go get in line. And so we did. So that's how they did it over there. Okay, little Lucy. Okay, so I think I'm ready to put some things down. So I'm going to start with this photo right here because it's not overlapping anything. Just going to put that down. I'm going to put this one down. Just a little bit of adhesive. And then little Miss Lucy. And then, let's see, this journal card, I'm just going to put this down, but I'm only going to put adhesive on the side because I might move that around a little bit and I'm going to write on it. I don't want to use dimensional adhesive because I want to be able to write on it without it being, like if you try and write on it and you have dimensional adhesive, it just doesn't look right. Like your pen goes down through the paper. Okay, So there's that. And then this page, put these down. This is just going to get tucked down there. So you'll see on mine, oh, there we go. I had it positioned. Not the way I wanted it. Okay. And my son Mason. All right. And then another, this could be another photo on here, or it could be a big journal thing. I think what I'm going to do on mine is print out the itinerary that he made for me on Apple Maps, because it lists everything that we did or that we tried to do. Okay, so this I am going to pop up, and I'm going to put it right in the middle here. And I'm not going to do it on the edges there, just in case. I just don't want to cover up a lot of, there, that's perfect. Okay. And then this has like a little knot. So I have my ribbon that was in my ephemera bag. I'm just making a knot on the end here. I trim that up. And I like to use glue dots for this, but you can use liquid glue too. Glue dots are easier for me, I think. For some reason, my liquid glue, like if I'm using it a bunch in the day, it's fine. But oftentimes it just gets clogged up, and I'm not good about sticking a pin in the top of it. And I'm saying how easy glue dots are, and they're sticking all over me. Okay, jeez. Okay, there's my little Lotta Fun. Okay, so let's see what's left. I have a little bit of ribbon here that goes on this page, on this photo. So I'm just going to move that over, and I'm going to tie it off to the side here. And it's just knotted on this side there. So trim it. And then the last piece of ribbon is a bow that'll go right here. So I'm just going to make a quick little bow. I should look back at my instructions. So I found that most people put the kits together according to the photo and not what's actually written down. So that's what I started. I started reading, and then I'm going off the photo. So I guess I do a little bit of both. So let's see if I can get an easier glue dot here. Perfect. Okay. Make sure you can still see what's happening here. So this, what's left are this bicycle, travel notes. So these I'm going to fussy cut, and then I'm going to ink them up. So with this fussy cutting, I'm just kind of going around the edge so that there's a little bit of white showing. Some of the letters bleed onto the white section on these. So it's not even really fussy cutting, right? And then these are my stickers. So on my stickers, since I moved my photo over just a little bit, these are vellum stickers too. So just so you know, when you start peeling them off, they're kind of hard to get started. And then when you get them started, they're like a lot smoother. But they're really thin, as is the papery stuff. So, oh. There we go. Okay. Like little paint swooshes. So I'm going to kind of put this so that it's anchored at the bottom of the tag and it goes across the top and onto the journal piece. And then this one, this green one, yeah, that one started a lot easier. Okay, so with this one, we went behind this piece a little bit. So let's see. I'm going to do that too. And so these, you can actually write on these. You can use them. Oops, could have just moved that. You can journal on them too. They're like little photo identifiers. You can just write on them what they're, you know, like this one's going to go over by Lucy. So I could just say, if this is Lucy. Oh, okay. Here we go. And then the little bicycle. And we didn't ride any bikes, but they have those city bikes all over Seattle and scooters where you can just hop on them and ride down the street. So we did see a bunch of these. I'm sure some of my photos have bikes on them. All right. I need one more foam square. Okay. And now this says the story. And travel notes. Let's see. Get my little smaller glue dot or smaller foam squares here. The minis. So I'm gonna put those on here. Otherwise, I could just cut the others in half or in quarters, and that would work too. Okay, and that is up here. Okay, so that's the page. Whew. And I will put a link in here so you can find the page on my website. And like I said, it's only $5 right now, so you'll want to grab it. Once they're gone, they're gone. Since we can't get the paper again. But thanks for following along. Bye.